Hey guys, welcome. Happy New Year. Dude, I'm so excited. 2026 is going to be the best. I could just feel it. And I'm going to make it so by speaking it into existence. So I have a confession to make. I loaded all my December podcasts in early December so I could actually take time off, which I almost never do. And I had to go back and listen to the last episodes to make sure I wasn't repeating myself. And I already recorded this episode, and it turns out I was just repeating myself. So this is the second recording. I wanted to first start with some changes that I had alluded to that kind of became for sure things over December. Let's talk about the podcast first. So number one, I always like to do a word for the new year. I think I mentioned it in a podcast in December. I couldn't find the episode. So I don't know. I think it was probably authenticity, maybe. I don't know. But now it's alignment. I feel more, I spoke about this in the last episode, after menopause, I just feel like more in my skin, more of a vision of where I want my business to go, where I want to be for you guys. And it is literally filling my soul. And part of alignment is authenticity, but part of that authenticity is I have so many ideas, you guys. I want to talk to you all every fucking day. I have to tell everybody, I have to tell them. And I get mired in the scheduling. This podcast has been formatted recently with the bite-sized nugget on Tuesday, longer, meatier episodes on Thursday, and then interspersing potty training. I wanted to combine my potty training podcast with this podcast because they kind of work in conjunction. And it was driving me crazy. And what I'm trying to do is in this alignment, in this authenticity, I want to be able to just sit down. So I'm kind of done with the proper lighting. I did turn my computer today so that I'm not being backlit. I want to worry less about how I look, sounding professional, all this stuff. Not that I've ever sounded the most professional, but you know what I mean. And I want to just sit down and record when I have these ideas. I have a billion ideas a day. My mind is on overdrive almost all the time, and it gets backlogged. And I've tried to be the good business person. You do it in a structured way so everybody knows what to expect. And I'm all set with that. I'm all done. I just want to share what I know, what I feel with you guys, because I know we're having common experiences and I know I can be of service to you. So that's happening. I am also going back to putting potty training episodes in the Oh Crap Potty Training podcast. Just first and foremost, that is happening because I want that podcast to live on its own. I just find myself recommending it to people. It got too confusing trying to combine it. So, hey, if you can't shift when things aren't going right, then what are you doing? Right. So that's what I'm shifting there. I am also so excited. Okay. So I talked about classes last podcast. This came to a really, really great fruition and great idea. Nothing is available right this second. I'm taking January to work on it. We'll start doing these in February. And the first two I'm so excited about. One is called Rant and Release. This will be what I'm going to do is I'm going to do monthly classes. They're going to be themed. There's going to be 4 live calls every month, and they're going to be at various times. Okay. And I will put those on the website and you can choose your time so that you're available. These are also going to be connected to a group. Unfortunately, I think we are going to have to use Facebook because that seems to be where groups do the best. I have a way to do groups on my website, and it just doesn't function the same way. It functions similar to a Facebook group, but not really. What I do, and I encourage you guys to do, is you can make a dummy account. You can just make an account with it doesn't have to be a fake name. It could be your name, but it doesn't have to have anything attached to it if you want to take part in these groups. I'll talk more about that as the classes are released. But one is going to be called Rant and Release. And that is going to not have a group. There's going to be no recordings of the class. And it's going to be a really safe place where we can just bitch and moan. Okay. One thing that a friend and I were talking about recently is if something happened to you right now, if you died and your child had access to everything you said about them online, that's left a digital footprint. And I know that people have to vent. I know that moms need to vent and we need to get it out, right? We do need to bitch and moan about our kids, but our words have power and they have staying power if we write them down. And so what I want to do is create a safe space where we can cry, we can vent, and we can do group feedback if you want it, or if you just want to throw up and let it be there, that's fine too. And there will be no digital footprint of this, okay? None. It'll just be a nice, safe place. And I will be facilitating these. This will not be like getting expert advice or opinion. it will be like all of us on the same level playing field, and we're just letting go of some shit. I'm really excited about that. And those will be very small groups. And then the next one I'm doing is strength training, beginner strength training and mobility. And that will be, I'll give you workouts. I'll give you actual workouts, videos, and we will meet four times in a month, weekly. And any questions you have, any trouble you're having, any form questions. So I'm really excited about those. Those are going to be in February. Nothing is on our website yet because we're working on the back end and how to make it flow and all that shit. That's going to be the first two, and I'm really excited. I think with AI is scaring the fuck out of me, mostly because I'm getting parents now who stop using AI, you guys. It's not a way to co-parent. Do not ask AI parenting advice. Yes, they can scour the internet, but they don't know you. They don't know your kid. I feel like 2026 is going to be the year of analog. At least it is for me. And you guys know me. You know I've been like pro tech, as long as we're like creating and not consuming too much, but we're all consuming too much. And now AI is just, I'm so scared. And people are using ChatGPT for therapy, for diagnosing their kids. And I get people who have made a disaster out of potty training or poop withholding. And it turns out that the product they bought was AI. I just posted a thing on Instagram where this therapist had started noticing these books kind of coming across her feed, kind of like in her periphery vision, these books, and using all the therapy jargon, how to deal with a narcissist, how to have a secure attachment, all kinds of things. So she goes to Amazon and she looks up the books, and there's 40 books. 40 books. Okay, let me tell you something. I now have written 3 books. Writing books it's fun. It's fun in a way because I like words. I like wordsmithing, but like you trip up on your own ideas. And I don't even know how like Harry Potter was written, or these series with like extended, storylines and plots. And oh my God, like even Stranger Things. I just watched the finale. I was like, oh my God, like people are bitching and moaning about Stranger Things because they're like, oh, the plot holes. I was like, do you know what this is like? Like the Duffer brothers probably have like butcher paper all over their houses trying to track the storylines. So I write basic nonfiction how-to in areas I have expertise. And it's still like hard. You lose track of your thoughts and you repeat yourself without knowing it. And then you have to edit. Editing a book is the worst thing ever because you have to read your own words. I think I read Oh Crap Potty Training probably like 50 times. Do you know how boring that book is for me? So to be able to put out 40 books is insane. And Amazon now has a limit. You can only upload 10 books a day. 10. That's the limit. People are using AI and being so prolific. They're putting out information so fast. And AI is wrong sometimes. It doesn't have all the information. There's so much data. We've run out of actual data to feed it because there's hidden data in books, in handwritten things, in history. So do not stop relying on it. Can it be good to like make your shopping list? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that can be a good thing, but like we can't be relying on it this much. And so I'm really excited because I want to meet with people live, and I want to, let's bring the human back to being human. Okay. Cause we're straying really far. And so that's where my work is going. Now, I also, if you probably don't care because this is like the parenting podcast, but I have taken my poop withholding course like off the market as a standalone course. People are, I don't know if it's a comprehension issue. I don't know if people are just so nervous about their kids and they skim through, but I watched people would come email me and like be screaming at me, be rude to me. And it turns out like when you take an online course, I can see in the back end if you completed it. And I would see people have skipped entire portions of my course. They have wrecked it and done a little damage to their kids. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, no, you can't do this. And worse, they take my information and then denigrate it online. Like, I don't even know what's on Reddit. I can't, like, I don't dip into that pool. I do for other things, but I don't want to know what people are saying about me. But they denigrate my work without doing it properly. And so I was like, never mind. This is a severe thing that needs one-on-one. So if you are listening to this and we're considering the Pooping Solutions course, or you know somebody or you've recommended it, I just want to let you know that's only being sold in conjunction with a consultation. And I have a few people that have trained directly under me. So that's a huge thing for me because I also think it's really indicative of what's happening as a society. Like we're just not taking in information. We're being overloaded with information. And so I'm way more interested in making live classes and having real discussions. And so that's going to be the new format for me. Whatever topic we're talking about, there will be a month-long format, a weekly Zoom call, along with some printed materials and a group attached to it. So that's very, very exciting. Okay, the thing that is making me the most happy about all of these changes is that I and many others, I feel like we're in a low-grade malaise. And it's not depression. It's just kind of like, I feel like things have, well, prior to all these business decisions I made and kind of redid my house and things, I was feeling this like low-grade malaise, not depression, but like everything kind of lost a little color and it just feels like we're slogging along, right? Do you guys ever feel that? Like, yeah, you have these pockets of joy, but it's like, just do the thing, do the next thing, do the next thing, get up the next day. And so I'm really trying to find all the good. And one of the things I read recently, I've been reading a lot of books on death and recovery in the White Mountains. So this is the mountain range that I am doing the winter hiking in, and it's really dangerous. It's the most dangerous weather in the world because it's so fast moving. And I've been obsessed with these books. There's a guy, Ty Gagney is his name, and he writes the most stunning accounts of people who have died hiking. 160 something people have died on Mount Washington in New Hampshire. And so it's not a joke. Like this is crazy. And they've been amazing books. Like I've read books in like 2 days, which I haven't done that since Pascal was born. And I was just reading this one called The Lion in Winter, and one of the chapter titles was called, there's a quote at the beginning of every chapter, and it said, "Optimism is the true moral courage." And I was like, yeah, optimism is the true moral courage. And I think right now with AI, if you guys saw my fucking comments on Instagram, you would go to any post and like, there's so much. Like people can't even finish a 3-minute video. Instagram gives you 3 minutes. People will start commenting after seeing 45 seconds of a 2-minute video and be arguing with you. And like you literally say the thing that they're arguing about. You say what you're in agreement with them, but you said it a minute later and they just didn't have the patience to watch it. I see. Yes, we all make typos and autocorrect does its own thing all the time, but like there's like an actual comprehension problem. There's a negativity problem. Like people keep looking for the negative. And in our polarized world, it's just so easy. It's so easy to look for what's wrong. And we talked about this in the Village series, right? Like it's so easy to nitpick a person about what they're not that we've lost sight of the good. And I work really hard at being optimistic. Not really good. I mean, I don't work really hard. I'm conscious of it. I wake up in the morning and I literally look for the best thing I can. I am always awake for sunrise and I'm like, oh my God, look at that sun. It's never not miraculous. Oh my God, my coffee tastes so good every morning. And I really train my brain to see the good because it's so easy to see the bad. It's so easy to be negative. And I had a come to Jesus moment with Pascal. Like I really had a come to Jesus moment because the other day, and he was, to be fair, he was congested. He was a little sick, but my God, everything that came out of that child's mouth was a bitch. And you know, they say model for your kids. And I think modeling goes a long way, but I don't know. I'm never, ever late. And this kid is chronically late. And I am super positive. And boy, does he look for every negative. And so I finally got like irritated with him. And I was like, can you just stop it? Like you're so freaking negative and you're training your brain. You're training your brain to see the negative. Like find the good. Stop looking and complaining about the bad. Words have power. And if you say those words constantly, they become your reality. Just because of neurochemical transactions in your brain, you're training your brain to see the negative. And so, you know, I shared that quote with him and I was like, optimism is the true moral courage. And I think right now, the world's a dumpster fire. We all know it, right? And so what can we find good? Because there's no shortage of that. And if we start losing hope about whatever the thing is that you find your brain is obsessed with, if we start losing hope about the future, about the state of the world, we're just gonna keep sinking lower and lower and lower. And optimism, that is moral courage. Yeah, staying hopeful, staying above the fray. So I really encourage you guys to start looking for the good because I have to do this. Sometimes, guys, I have to I'm almost ready to throw up at where our kids are headed because I see a broader scope. And one of the things about my work is that I see trends way before other people. I see parenting trends because I work with people all over the globe and I can see things. Nobody believed me. 2 years ago, I was talking about 5-year-olds going to kindergarten in diapers, and people were like, that is not happening. And now it's like an epidemic. So it is happening. And so I have this luxury and I can see kids' behaviors and just the busyness crowding out child development and what's true about children. And I can see where lack of reading and where our school systems are going. And I get panicky. I'm ready to have tears. And so I really work hard. I really work hard at staying optimistic. And not that I'm better than anybody. I have the true moral courage, but I've really come to believe that optimism is the true moral courage. And so look for the good. Look for the good as much as you can. And with that, I'm going to end. Okay. And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Rock on. And please, for the love of all that is holy, put your phone down. Put your phone down.